Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabhundo Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rushabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So tau santoshayata santau srila rupa sanatanau dakshinatyena bhattena punaretat vivichate tasyadyam granthana lekham kranta vyutkranta khanditam Paryalochyath paryayam krutva likhati jivakaha. So Hare Krishna, welcome to today's Bhakti Sandarbha class. So we'll continue yesterday's discussion. So what was the discussion? So yeah. I'm just sharing the screen. So we discussed till 170 first Anuscheda. We understood that primarily there are three types of means are there to have the samukhya. Yes, those are jnana, karma, and bhakti. These are the three different means which bring the samukhya. So then we started looking for the eligibility of these means. In the society, people will follow. So according to their eligibility, one of these three, one mean out of these three, so they will practice. So what are those? Karma, jnana, and bhakti. So jnana will help us. Jnana rupa samukhya will help us to realize absolute truth without attributes. That's a nirvishesha form of absolute truth. And bhakti will make us, bhakti rupam samukyam will help us to realize absolute truth with attributes. That is nirvishesha. It's nothing but the Bhagavan. And karma yoga is the offering karma to the Lord. Is the offering karma to the Lord is the entry door for these both means. Okay. These are the. Then who is eligible for what? So for Jnana Yoga, that means for practicing Jnana. So who is eligible? Nirvinnanam. That means who has detachment from the material pleasure. So in this earth planet or otherwise in the higher planets. Ahika means here. That means in this planet. Paraloika means in higher planets. So any pleasure derived in this planet or other planets. So he doesn't have any desire for that pleasure. Then that person is eligible for practicing jnana. Next, who is eligible for practicing the karma yoga? So karma yoga is given for those who has attachment for so the pleasure derived in this planet and in the higher planets. So then, okay, these two means on their eligibility criteria is discussed. Then one is remaining, that is bhakti. So who is eligible for practicing bhakti? So that is said in the next sloka, that means 1128. Yadruchaya matkathado jata sraddhastu yahapuma nanirvinno nadisakto bhakti yogosya siddhidaha. So this sloka is saying, whoever is having the shraddha, so that person is eligible for practicing bhakti. How that shraddha is achieved? Yadrichaya. That means somehow or other, so by the causeless mercy of Vaishnavas, one will get the shraddha. It is also explained in the Bhagavatam. Shushusho shraddhadhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi Syan Mahassevaya Vipraha Punyatirtha Nishevanat. So, Shraddha, how it is developed? When someone goes to the holy places, they get the association of the devotees there. And by faithfully serving to them, because of their attracting qualities, so these people, they will get association of those. And in their association, one will be faithfully hearing about the Krishna, Shushushoho, faithful hearing. So then what will happen? So all asambhavana and viparita bhavanas are finished. Then Shraddha one will develop. So by that Shraddha, so yeah. So one will enter into the bhakti marga. Okay. Now we had the discussion. We have question in the class we got. What is the role of na nirvinnaha na atisaktaha in this sloka? Na nirvinno na atisaktaha. This. So here, now we are going to the next Anuscheda 172. If you see here, Tadetat padyat swayam eva agre vyakhyashyate. Etat padyam means this, the second sloka. The second sloka is explained by Lord Himself. Swayameva means by Lord Himself. By these two slokas in the same chapter, 27 and 28. This sloka means, I think, on-site students, they may not be seeing the screen. So that's why I'm saying, Mat Yadruchaya Matkatado, that means 1128. This sloka is commented by Lord Himself through sloka number 27 and 28 in the same chapter, in that same chapter. So that means now we are going to say elaborately the meaning of sloka Edruchaya Matkatado Jata Sraddhasya Hukuma. This sloka's meaning we see in detail. So that is this Anucheda. BBT translation. So, having awakened faith in the narrations of my glories, being disgusted with all material activities, knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery, but still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment, my devotee should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction, even though he is sometimes engaged in the sense enjoyment. My devotee knows that all sense gratification leads to a miserable result, and he sincerely repents such activities. Understand? So see the meaning of this sloka. Jata Shraddha Matkatasu. That means one who got the Shraddha in Krishna's past tense. Nirvinnaha Sarvakarmasu. And also he is detached in all the karma. Veda dukkhatmakan kaman, and knows that desires, material desires are miserable. Dukkhatmaka. Knows material desires are miserable. Parityage api anishwaraha. But he is not able to. Anishwaraha means unable. Unable to leave those desires. Tataha. Then bhajeta mam pritaha. So being satisfied, he should. Bhajeta means he should worship me. Who is saying? Krishna is saying. Shraddhalur Rudanischaya, being faithful and determined. So Jushamanaschatam Kama. So sometimes, so he is enjoying those desires. Dukkho dharkamscha garhayan. But what is the mood while enjoying? He is unable to control. But even he is enjoying, but he is just feeling guilty. So dukkho dharkamscha garhayan. So understand and feel that these are all not good, these are all painful. So with that mood, he is enjoying. Enjoying means he is forcefully he is having those desires. So that means after getting the Shraddha in Krishna Katha, so one will be eligible for doing the bhakti. So now let us see the meaning of this whole sloka from our other Srila Vishwanath Chakrita, Srila Jiva Goswami's commentary. Matkathashu jata shraddha is said now here. That means getting shraddha in my past tense. Mat means my, kathashu means past tense. So that means shraddha in only past tense. So not shraddha in remembering, shraddha in worshipping. Those are all not needed. So here katha means by the upalakshana. So upalakshana means I already explained. Many times I explained upalakshana means just as. For example is kakebhyo dadim rakshat. So saving curd from crows. From this instruction we are understanding crows means not only just crows, but cat, dog, and other animals who are harmful for curd. So that is known as upalakshana. So here also, here katha means you should take, so not only just katha, and other things also, Lord's pastimes, Lord's name, Lord's qualities, Lord's form, or anything. Lord's worship, Lord's remembrance, anything. So that's why if anyone get this Shraddha in Lord's pastimes and so and so about the Lord's other things, then that person is eligible for bhakti. Shraddha is the criteria. Etadeva kevalam paramasreya iti jata vishwasaha. That means he should get Shraddha in Lord's past tense. So what is the meaning of Shraddha? What it means? What is the shape? Shraddha means etadeva. That means etad eva means this bhakti yoga is only the kevalam means is only the paramashraya is ultimate beneficial. So this kind of belief is known as Shraddha. Bhakti is only the ultimate. Not ultimate, is one and only. Kevalam is only one who can give ultimate benefit. So this kind of belief is known as Shraddha. So that's why when anyone get this kind of belief, that means he's not dependent on, he's not having any, so he's understanding other needs like karma, jnana. So that means doing some righteous karma based upon the scriptures and getting the artha and getting the material pleasure by enjoying the artha. So all these are just not giving the ultimate shreya, ultimate benefit. And they are not useful. They are useless in giving ultimate benefit. So that kind of faith he got. So then what will happen? Then automatically he will leave all other means, jnana and so and so, karma. Since he got full faith in bhakti that it is only the mean to give the ultimate benefit. So because of this kind of belief, he will leave anyeshu karmasu udvignaha. He is leaving other karmas. Kintu. But वर्तमानेषु प्राचीन पुण्य कर्मक फल भोगेषु एवं भूतः इत्याह. So अतएव अन्येषु कर्मसु उद्विग्नः. In other karmas, he is not at all and having any interest. Udvigna means he's living. But वर्तमानेषु प्राचीन पुण्य कर्मक फल भोगेषु. So because of the previous karma, because of the previous punya karma, whatever. So punya karma, because of that previous punya karma, and that is going to give the result, phala. And enjoying that phala. In that also he is detached. What I am asking? Previously he has done some pious activities and those are started giving the result. So enjoying those results, in those results also he is detached. He is having detachment in those results also. That is explaining the next line. What is that? Veda dukkatmakan kaman parityage api anishwaraha. That means, so Tahtah tam Veda ityadi Vyakyatam. That means he knows, enjoying the material results which are coming from the previously done karma, punya karma. Those results coming from previous punya karma are painful. Enjoying that is not good. He knows those are painful, but parityage. So parityage anishwaraha, but he is unable to leave those. Maybe he has done punya karma and he got some 10 crores of money in his bank. That means before becoming devotee, he had something property. Now he got the Shraddha, but that money is with him. Of course, that is also not good. Keeping. Or otherwise, he should be completely given to the Lord. So then what? So he will completely give up that? No, he is not able to give up that. He might not be doing the new karma, but which is coming from the previous karma. The results which are coming from the previous karma. Because he will not do new karma because he understood that bhakti is only the ultimate beneficiary. Is only not ultimate, is only the bhakti is only the beneficiary. Ultimate benefit only given by the bhakti. So that's why he will never do any other fruitive activities. Any other fruitive activities he will never do. But what about the results which are coming from the previous fruitive activities? Previously done fruitive activities. Those also he leaves, he gives up. So he knows those fruits of the previous karma are also painful, but he was unable to do. So that's why, if you see in the 1128, here you see, Nanirvinno Natisakto is given. He's not completely detached and he's not completely attached. Because he was unable to leave the results which are coming from the previously done pious activities. So that's why Nanirvinno Nati Sakto Ityevam Lakshanam Avastham Arabhya Eva Ityartha. This kind of situation is there. Is having Shraddha. Since he is not able to leave the results which are coming from the previous pious activities completely, so that's why here Nanirvinno Nati Sakto Bhakti Yoga Siddhidaha is said. Nanirvinno Nati Sakto is said. Understood, Rukmini Mohan Prabhu? Yes? Mata Charulata.
Prabhuji,
Yes,
Prabhuji, I was wondering, because this is written that previous pious activities. My question is, if the activities unfortunately are non-pious, if they are, wrong activities, then also he has to face the results of that karmas. And
of course, that is that is anyway dukkhatmakam. Then there is, if he is getting punishment, that is that is not a discussable, because leaving that is not in his hand.
Yes. So he'll have to undergo those karmas also, which were unpious activities, both the ways.
Those he will be having, that means dushkritot anartha. So those he will be having until the nishtha stage.
Okay.
Those will be there.
Till the nishtha stage. Okay. Okay.
You
Thank
keep
you.
on getting the punishments.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So, kintu vartama, next, of course, he is not able to leave. Mam bhajeta madiya ananyathakhya bhakto adhikari syat. Natu gnanavat gnate jate samyak vairagya eva. So that is the beauty. So that kind of person, that means who got Shraddha in Krishna Katha, of course, he is not completely detached or not completely attached. So, but still he is eligible for doing the Lord's devotion. Sumam Bhajeta. Lord's pure devotional service. Ananya Bhakti. Why Ananya Bhakti? Because he understood that Shraddha means what we discussed. Bhakti is only the one which gives the ultimate benefit. So that's why this is leading to this kind of Shraddha is leading to the Ananya Bhakti. That means exclusive devotion. That means pure devotional service. Anya Abhilashta Sunyam Jnana Karma Dhyana. But in the case of the Gnana, so complete detachment is necessary in the case of the practicing Gnana Marga. But in the case of the Bhakti, complete detachment is not necessary. Complete detachment from the material miseries, material fruits is not necessary in the Bhakti. In the before entering into the Gnana, one has to practice the Karma Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga. And when he becomes stable in the Nishkama Karma Yoga, then only he can enter into the Gnana. If that means Nishkama Karma Yoga means without expecting any result, without desiring the fruit of that karma, or otherwise kartritva buddhi, that means I am the doer. So without of these two, so he is doing the karma and leaving the results of that karma. Then that person is when he becomes stable, Sita Prajna, then only he can enter into the Gnana Marga. That much complete detachment is necessary in the case of Gnana, to enter into the Gnana Marga. But in the case of the Bhakti Marga, in the path of the devotion, that is a pure devotional service, so the complete detachment is not necessary. Yes, Gopijan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can you add up some more information? Here it is saying if one person does the pious activities or does then he gets the bhakti in a way, or shraddha, if he engages in the service of the Lord, then
What Prabhu? If someone does pious activities, he gets bhakti.
Now, just now, Prabhuji said that by some pious action, if he has got some Lakshmi, and that if he engages, still, even without he being fully detached to the material world or attached to the Lord, still he gets the Shraddha, right?
Prabhu, that is not the understanding.
Yeah, that's what I was not able to understand. It was contradicting to the earlier statement of bhakti. Yeah.
No, Prabhu. What I said, If one get this Shraddha, Shraddha means what is the shape of this Shraddha? That is bhakti is only the ultimate. So is only the bhakti is only the one mean which gives the ultimate benefit. So that is the shape of the Shraddha. So if one get the Shraddha, he is eligible for the bhakti, I said. And what about the detachment? Whether he needs to have the full detachment for the material results, no need of full detachment. Because Prabhu Ruki. So Prachina Punya Karma Phala Bhogesha. That means whatever previously he did some pious activities, those activities might be giving the results, some good results, material results. So those results, so he may not leave those results. Still he is eligible for the bhakti. He got this Shraddha. Shraddha understood now. So then Shraddha is enough. It's not expected from him to have the complete detachment like in the process of Gnana.
Okay. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, these two verses are symptoms of a Vaidhi sadhaka who is practicing sadhana bhakti, and also when these pious results come and he enjoys, although he knows he should not enjoy because he sees them as anarthas, but he's not able to give up those anarthas because anartha vritti has not happened. So is it a classic case of Vaidhi sadhakas who are practicing sadhana bhakti?
Yes. It is like a Vaidhi sadhaka. The Rupa Goswami also uses same slokas actually to set the eligibility criteria for the Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. So after defining the Ananya bhakti, that is Shuddha bhakti, Anyabhilasha Sunyam. So then after that he set the criteria for so Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. What is that? That is so this is Matkatado Jata Shraddha. This is the criteria. So one should get this Shraddha. So, but yes, if he is completely detached, that means at least he is completely free from the all the anarthas. So complete cleaning of anarthas is not expected actually for doing the Swananya Bhakti. What is expected? Only Shraddha, faith. But he will not be, because he got Shraddha. Shraddha means Bhakti is only the process for giving ultimate benefit. That kind of Shraddha he got. So that's why Gnana Karma, the Anavrutam will happen. Gnana and Karma he will not so accept. Because what is the use? Because Bhakti is only the ultimate, he understood already. He is convinced for that. And also he is not desiring any material pleasure. Anyabhilasha Sunya. But sometimes, so whatever that means, he will not do new karma and gain some results, material results. But previously, whatever karma he did, since those karmas are not destroyed and the results of that karmas are not finished, because anartha nivritti happens gradually. So as much as so offenses are cleaned, so that much so anartha nivritti will happen. So that means by the keep on practicing, doing the sadhana bhakti, so anarthas will go out. So that's why, meanwhile, so he might be getting the results of his pious activities. That is known as Sukrutotta Anartha. So those results, he is not able to, so he knows those results are not good for me. I should not accept those. Veda Dukkhatmakan Kaman. So it means those are all not good. Parityagi Anishwara, but unable to leave. So this is the state of a sadhaka actually. Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. So if we come to our point, so the difference between bhakti yoga and jnana yoga is what? Jnana yoga demands the complete detachment from the material pleasure. But bhakti yoga never demands like that. Why? Tasyaha swatah sarvashaktimatvena anya nirapekshatva. Bhakti yoga is not demanding because it is potential enough. It is having such a potency. Even someone is having the attachment for the material pleasure, even after getting the shraddha, still those material, that material attraction, that material attachment is destroyed by the bhakti, because bhakti process is so powerful. Bhakti gives so much pleasure. So because of that, one will automatically leave his attachment for the material happiness, material pleasure. But in the process of the jnana, it is not like that. While practicing the jnana, you will not get any juice. Jnana sadhanas are very difficult. Controlling the mind, controlling the senses, doing the austerities. So before entering into those, one has to at least get the complete detachment. Next, anantaram cha vakshate. It is also said next. What is said? Tasmat mad bhakti yuktasya yogin vai madatmanah nagnanam nacha vairagyam prayah shreyo bhavediha. See, this is 31st sloka. We are seeing the slokas in the same chapter. 7, 8, 27 and it is 28. Now we are seeing the 31st sloka. In 31st sloka, what is said? That's why finally what Krishna is saying to Uddhava. Tasmad mad bhakti yuktasya yoginah vai madatmanah nagnanam nacha vairagyam prayah shreyo bhavediha. So that's why, my dear Uddhava, if someone is my devotee, so for him, jnana and vairagya are not beneficial, are not useful, because bhakti doesn't need any other's help. Bhakti is not dependent on any other sadhanas like jnana and vairagya. Bhakti is self-sufficient, is so powerful. So bhakti alone. That's why jnana karma dhyanavritam. And no need of other sadhanas. But if someone says, still I will follow Prabhu, anyway, it doesn't need, but still I will follow. If you say, still I will follow, means why you will follow? You don't have faith on the bhakti like that. Why you need to follow? That shows that your lack of faith. Then that kind of people will take up the process of karma mishra bhakti. They do bhakti, sarupa siddha bhakti, shravanam kirtanam. Also they do karma. Since having a lack of faith. Sorry, internet have problem in internet. One second. So in 30-second sloka, if you see 30-second sloka, what is said? This is 30-second. Yat karmabir yat tapasa. ज्ञान वैराग्यतश्च यत् योगेन दान dharmena श्रेयोभिर इतरैरपि. So what is the meaning of this sloka? Whatever is achieved by the karma, tapas means austerity, jnana and vairagya, that everything is attained by the sarvam madbhakti yogena madbhakto labate anjasa. So my devotee will easily get by my devotion. So from this what we are understanding, bhakti is independent of other sadhanas. Bhakti can produce the results given by the other sadhanas or means. So from this, we are understanding bhakti is not dependent on any other process. So that's why Krishna is saying, bhakti, whoever is doing my devotion, for him, jnana and vairagya are not beneficial. They are not going to give any benefit. Bhakti itself is enough. Because sarvam madbhakti yogena madbhaktah labate anjasa. Nacha karma nirvedam apekshatvam apatitam. Satu bhaktehe sarvottamatva vishwasena swatah eva pravartate. So from this what we are understanding, if anyone wants to enter into the bhakti yoga, what is needed? He should understand the swarupa of the bhakti or the glory of the bhakti. You should understand glory of the bhakti. So that is sufficient. That means, what is the glory of the bhakti? Bhakti is independent. It can give the result of any other sadhanas. It is the base for other sadhanas. So this much understanding, if one he is having, is sufficient. And bhakti never demand the detachment with the karma. Detachment from the karma is also not expected. Bhakti is not dependent on the detachment from karma. Bhakti, if anyone understands the glory of the bhakti, that kind of shraddha if he get, automatically he will leave other sadhanas. That means he will leave the karma also. And naturally he can leave the karma. So that's why in previous sloka, one second. So come here. Nacha karma nirvedam apekshatvam apatitam. So to bhaktehe sarvottamatva viswasena swatah eva pravartate. Bhakti never depends upon the detachment from the karma also, because bhakti is having such a quality, so it is giving the result of other sadhanas also. Such a powerful tool this. If anyone understand the glory of the superiority of the bhakti, then so detachment from the karma is also automatically achieved. It's a natural, na? If someone understands that bhakti is fully powerful, is the highest than any other mean, then automatically other things, that means other sadhanas, that means karma is also is left over. So that's why in this sloka, if you see in this sloka, that means that is a 27 sloka, 11 to 27, 11, 20, 27, 11th canto, 20th chapter, 27. Nirvinnaha word is there. This is just namesake, it is there. Because Jata Shraddha itself is sufficient. If someone got the Shraddha in the bhakti means, then he will understand that bhakti is superior to everything. Then automatically he will leave the karma. So that's why here Nirvinna Sarva Karmasu is just sake of namesake, it is there. Understood this point? Next, Gopijan Prabhu, yes.
Prabhuji, how can we validate this with taking voluntary pain or voluntary detachment? Is it required? It is not required.
If someone get this Shraddha in bhakti, in that case, living karma will happen automatically. What is the meaning of Shraddha? Shraddha means, so understanding bhakti is the only mean to give the ultimate benefit. And it is the superior to the all other sadhanas. It is the best mean. And it doesn't depend on any others. So if this point is really someone understand and have the full belief in this, then what will happen? Then living of other things will happen automatically. If he is not able to leave other things, means he doesn't have any full shraddha in bhakti. Understanding, Prabhu? Gopijan Prabhu.
Yes, Rosie. When you are putting from one side,
Yeah.
that the Shraddha makes you detachment, but I was saying, does the detachment, voluntary detachment also will be helpful in progressing in bhakti, or it's not required at all?
Voluntary retirement is also not necessary. But then if you say voluntary retirement is the...
No, voluntary retirement, no. Voluntary, accepting some penances or some austerities.
Acha, voluntarily accepting austerities. So,
yeah.
Any austerities and penances also not needed.
Say, for example, Ekadashi.
No, that is not voluntary austerity. It is devotion. It's the anga of the devotion. It's bhakti anga. It's a part of devotion. We are not doing the Ekadasi for the austerity. We are doing the Ekadasi to please the Vishnu. So everything we do for the pleasure of the Lord. I will be doing some austerity. That is not the principle actually, mood or otherwise in doing Ekadasi.
Okay.
So that's a voluntarily renunciation otherwise. Voluntary renunciation is also not necessary.
Then there is nothing as such voluntary renouncement as everything becomes part of
Everything is
bhakti only.
everything we should do for the pleasure of the Lord. And bhakti is not dependent on anything actually. So but to enter into that kind of bhakti, one should have the faith. Faith means what? Understand the bhakti is only the mean for giving the ultimate benefit. Understanding fully, that means fully believing, not understanding, believing. We are not able to believe. That is a problem actually. We are means in general. Even after hearing from the sadhus also, Shraddha is not so strong actually. So that's why one will be dependent on many things. So what is symptom of Shraddha? Sharanapati. That's right. He'll become Sharanagat to the Lord. So then we can understand where we are. Do we have that kind of Shraddha in Bhakti? If we are not having that kind of belief, then we are in the Shraddha stage, developing Shraddha. We are doing some Bhakti definitely. Ramchandra.
So Hare Krishna Prabhuji, so if some devotee is there like in a grastashram or family life, and he's still attached to his family and but doing bhakti, he's like having full faith in bhakti he's doing, but still he's attached. So generally we say like one person has to renounce the attachment and all. So is that required, or like bhakti can actually like automatically make that happen?
Bhakti automatically can make it happen. As much as Shraddha increases and sadhana, so quality of sadhana increases, so Bhakti itself can bring the detachment to that family life. Bhakti is having such a power. Even if you don't have Shraddha, still if you do Bhakti, it can give the result. So that's why Bhakti is not dependent on Shraddha also. But Shraddha is the entry point only to leave the karma and other process and taking up Bhakti process. Akinchana, sorry, Archana Bhakti Mata.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, when you say bhakti can enter without karma, I mean, it doesn't depend on karma. So what bhakti are we talking about here?
Pure Ananya Bhakti. Bhakti means only Bhakti.
Oh, because I remember discussing in the past that it is actually at this stage, it's not Kevala Bhakti. As long as there is karma, you said it cannot be Kevala Bhakti.
No. Here Bhakti means Ananya Bhakti. Bhakti means Bhakti. Because already we discussed in the beginning of this approach, Bhakti is different from the karma and Gnana. That's why karma, Gnana, Bhakti, three elements we took. Here then Bhakti means is pure. That is Ananya. So that is what is the qualification for the Ananya Bhakti? To do Ananya Bhakti. Who will take up the Ananya Bhakti? That means Ananya means exclusive, pure. So who had the Shraddha? What is the meaning of Shraddha? Understanding that Bhakti is is the only the mean to give the ultimate benefit, and bhakti is the supreme and powerful mean than anyone. So such a belief. So that's why if one have such a belief, automatically that means leaving karma will also happen automatically. That's the point he is saying here, Jiva Goswami. So that's why in this sloka, here in this sloka, that means in the 27th sloka, sarva karmasu nirvinaha. Sarva karmasu nirvinaha means leaving all karmas. So this is only namesake is there in this sloka, because leaving all the karma is said by the word Jata Shraddha itself.
But Prabhuji, you take that as a yardstick, isn't it? You say that until and unless he has Shraddha, or the way to measure that he has Shraddha is to see that he has given up karma.
Obvious, that will happen obviously.
Will happen? No. You said bhakti will come even before that happens. By the power of bhakti, that will go away, you said, isn't it?
No. By the power of bhakti, detachment will go. Detachment, attachment to the family will go. I said. Practicing karma will go before.
Oh, okay.
You should find that the difference between the practicing karma and some attachment to the already done karma, whatever the karma is giving the results, and attachment for that result, that will go later. But he will not take up the new karma because he has Shraddha in the bhakti. Means no new karma. Understood?
Yeah. So Prabhuji, in practical life, Grihasthas will do some work for maintenance. This is something that I'm really trying to understand, whether today's world or Varnashram Dharma or whatever, they do some work to maintain. So you're saying that does not come under Sakshat Bhakti. So that area is, it is still unanswered. Does it mean that you don't have faith? Because from what I hear, it looks like you don't have enough Shraddha. That's why you're not able to give up that. Somehow, for whatever reason, we are put into a certain circumstance and we have to work with what we have. And according to that circumstance, we are doing what we can, but the heart is craving for Krishna consciousness. We want to be Krishna conscious. But while we are desiring that, we have to do what we are doing now. So that is not bhakti.
So your craving definitely is true, and but still you are doing what you are doing. So what is the reason for that? That is what just I'm trying to understand that just
Yeah.
the situation.
I'm saying you have a family, Prabhuji. You have a wife, you have children, and you have to feed the family. And you're saying that's you're working and earning money to feed your family because you don't have faith in Krishna. If you have faith in Krishna, he will provide food, he will pay your rent and everything. So you don't have to do all that. You simply have to do bhakti. Not that we have faith. It's not that we think that until and unless we work, nothing will happen. But this is the situation. Just like, there is duties for different people. Not exactly duties, but somehow for whatever reason, we are put in a certain situation.
Whatever reason means what? That I'm trying to understand. So whatever
Okay,
reason means, what is the reason?
because of my past karma, let us say, I am put in a particular situation. But bhakti does not depend on these circumstances. Bhakti can still enter, even though I have whatever karma from the past. If I get Shraddha now, so I'm trying to understand at this point, if I get Shraddha now, do you mean to say you just give up everything and go to the forest and chant Hare Krishna? That's what it means? That you have faith, you have got Shraddha? Is that what it means?
See, Shraddha is clearly, I explained once again, I'm saying. So it is not in this material world, so nothing is discrete. That means today is 0 and next is 1. So try to understand. So as much as you are developing this Shraddha, so these are all the systems given by our acharyas. Just it is a digdarshani. That means it is showing the path for us, how to progress into the devotional service. So that's why these are the scales are given. If some scale is given, it doesn't mean that that whole length always you should measure. So you might be having the less than that scale also, some object. So Shraddha, whatever the situation, whatever may be reason, you are making blank that actual statement. Whatever it may be the reason. So if you are not fair, if you are fair enough to discuss, give the reason also. Otherwise, whatever it may be the reason, that's not the way of dealing with things. So what I'm saying, we are not saying that they are not doing devotion. So one is doing devotion. Then what is the difference between the Goswamis who left all the occupations, Varna and Ashram, all the identifications, and simply doing the devotion? Which category you keep them?
That's why I asked you bhakti and you said this is Ananya Bhakti. There is only
Yes.
one bhakti.
So that's why, Mataji. So one is even in the ashram, so he can detach from those things. So doing things, yeah, internally. It is already, yesterday also you asked the same point. So he is doing outwardly many things. Example is Janak Maharaj. So he was handling the many more things, but he is the best example for the Nishkam Karma Yogi. So that means he is not at all attached to any result, and he is doing all the things. So how it is possible actually? So that's why, if one maybe, we are not saying Grihasthas are not pure devotees or Brahmacharis are pure devotees. According to ashram, are we saying this?
Karma, you're talking about karma, no, Prabhuji. That's why the whole question is come, because then you qualify what is karma. You're saying until and unless it is those angas, it cannot be bhakti.
So karma is karma. Already we discussed that karma. So whatever the regular duties, nitya, naimittika, and kamya, whatever. So these are all the karma actually, 5 types. So the point is, so if one is might be example, actually Vishwanath Chakravarti himself he says in the case of Bharat Maharaj also. So Rupa Goswami didn't say the jnana karmadi sunyam, he said jnana karmadi anavritam. So that means one might be doing the karma for the sake of setting example or whatever. So setting example to the society. So that will never stop actually. Externally he is doing karma, but the internal consciousness, Krishna Bhavana Amrita actually. And one consciousness should be always Krishna consciousness. That means always he is performing a devotion. So that much is demanded actually. It's not so easy. Krishna consciousness is also Prabhupada says it's easy and also it's not so easy also. So we cannot keep the devotees wherever. That means, yes, we encourage devotees, but we also show the scope of the improvement. So it will make us to become more serious. And how to be Krishna consciousness 24 hours. That much is demanded actually.
Yeah, agreed, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, in this context, there are some constitutional duties that is, performing pure devotional service. And because we have a body, we have conditioned body, and we have to maintain the body. So one who has taken up to Krishna consciousness, although he is practicing pure devotion, that is hearing and chanting, at the same time to maintain the body, he has to do duties so that he makes it favorable in a Krishna conscious environment. That is favorable, no? It's not like not direct devotional, but
Yes.
he somehow dovetails it, right?
Yeah. So he can definitely make it favorable, as much as simplifying the life and also the desires. So the style of the lifestyle. So then nothing is one day game actually. Today we got got the association. Tomorrow onwards we are pure devotees. No. So that's why acharyas are trying to lift us actually, lift us. So if we accept the simplified lifestyle, so yukta vairagya means what? Not trying to adjust the whatever we did that into the bhakti, but vairagya means one has to try to accept that means which is very conducive, as you are saying, conducive to the life, to maintain the lifestyle, to conducive to the bhakti, so that his consciousness is always in Krishna. And gradually, what will happen? So definitely, so that is not that means as Shraddha is increasing, so that bhakti is doing anyway, and those whatever activities done for the bodily livelihood also, those also will become more and more simplified. And so one day definitely he will, even if he does, so he will never feel that this activity is maintaining me. His consciousness raises like that. And he will accept everything as a mercy of the Krishna. So consciousness is the important thing. One does karma and understand that karma is maintaining. But one does karma, but he doesn't have faith that karma is maintaining and Krishna is maintaining. And that is Krishna consciousness. So that's why we have to purify our consciousness. I think you might be understanding, all of you now, how much we are improved. And my boss is maintaining. And then what? Then what kind of Shraddha we have on Krishna? So need to definitely raise the consciousness, Krishna consciousness. So next one. Okay, Prabhu, I will take later. Okay, Gopijan Prabhu, yes. Okay. Anyway, before going to new thing.
Prabhuji, in the Shraddha also there are the stages.
Yes, Prabhu.
Like as you rightly said, Goswamis have got a different Shraddha
Yes.
and neophytes have got a different Shraddha,
Yes.
wherein they are still in the Anartha Nivritti stage. So here what we are discussing is at what stage of this?
The form of Shraddha is already explained. So that Shraddha, what? Having full belief that bhakti is only the mean. Bhakti is only the mean to give me ultimate benefit.
That understanding is there even with the person who has started
Not
the
a-
Krishna
no-
conscious means he has
not
also
understand.
understanding.
Understanding is not sufficient. Belief, Vishwasa.
So that means he has crossed out all the what do you call nistha.
No. So Vishwasa is
Komala Shraddha, when we start, it is in the beginning stage. So we know, yes, it is going to happen, but on this stage, I mean, as a preacher, how can I advise a person? You develop your Shraddha and leave off your grihastha activities. Can we advise in that?
we are not saying to advise anything which is not done by him. We are discussing the principles actually. We are discussing the scale. So take that scale and measure yourself.
Okay.
We are not discussing anyone's case. We are trying to understand the aspect actually, the philosophical aspect.
Okay.
How to implement in our life. So then, our Siksha Guru will help us. We'll understand the case and we'll also see the philosophy and how much he is having the potency, how much he is having the Shraddha, what kind of Shraddha and what he can do, he will guide actually. This, here we are discussing the concept.
Okay.
Yeah. And in our society, how much how much we are able to see the number of devotees who has this kind of Shraddha, that we are not going to assess. But one thing is sure, if someone came into your association, and definitely whatever you are saying is true, you leave everything and full faith, depend on bhakti, tyaktva swadharmam. I am wife, I am husband. Even if you see the Narada Muni's instruction there, he is saying that tyaktva swadharmam. That means your dharma is what now? As a grihastha, you have pati dharma or pitru dharma. Leave all these dharmas and just chant my holy name. Even if you fall down, no problem, he said. Is it easy to implement?
Impossible.
So, but it is a philosophy actually. That's true, actually. That's true. So then in that case, what we'll do? We will ask our devotees. So at least you do whatever you are doing, but you every day practice this much Swarup Siddha Bhakti. That means this chanting and also attending Mangalarti, reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Do all this so that what will happen? Purification starts. So that means tad joshanadashu apavargavartmani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishati is coming next. So shraddha will keep on increasing. So definitely one day, so whatever bhakti is doing, it will not go into vain. In the practically when you implement, so then we have to encourage everyone. Na? So encourage everyone to do bhakti, and as much as that means he might be doing karma also, but what, we will reject them? We will not reject them. Do that, but when he got full shraddha, his consciousness is completely purified. Then that means his consciousness keep on purifying. That means purify means, so he is understanding Krishna is only everything. He is only the provider. And such a Sharanapati he got. Then his bhajana will become really tivrata actually there. So so that we have to encourage everyone, because bhakti, we are going to tell the another point also. So shraddha is the initially is the criteria to do the ananya bhakti. And is bhakti depends, is it mean that bhakti depends upon shraddha? So one who has shraddha, in their case only bhakti gives the result. Is it like that? No. Next point is that. You try to understand. We are saying what? Shraddha if you have, that means if you have shraddha and the bhakti means, it means you are accepting bhakti is only the ultimate, then you will be doing the ananya bhakti. Yes. But another back point, for bhakti to give its result, that means prema, shraddha is the mandatory. What I am saying, play carefully here. So for giving the result, bhakti depends upon shraddha? No. Not needed. Okay. Anyway, why? Shraddaya helaya sakrut parigeetam shraddaya helaya va bruguvara naramatram tarayet Krishna nama. If someone takes the holy name, even shraddha or hela, helaya means not having the proper shraddha, still bhakti can give its result. Example is Ajamil. What kind of shraddha is that? But he was calling Narayana, Narayana. So, what we should understand then, because of this feature of the bhakti, because of this kind of potency of the bhakti, even one, we have to engage everyone into the process of bhakti. Because that is going to take care. By doing the regularly sadhana, of course, it may not be now fully pure devotional service. It is maybe karma mishra bhakti also. What is the problem if you accept as a karma mishra bhakti? You are dependent on karma. Your consciousness is not completely dependent on Krishna, and you are feeling karma is maintaining me. Then why don't we accept that as karma mishra bhakti? Why we have to put ourselves forcefully into the class of the pure devotional service? If we are not like that, then why we have to put? So, if anyone does like that also, it is not a problem actually. Definitely that bhakti will take care. So bhakti will take care. So that's why we encourage everyone to do, at any situation is there, somehow or other he should start bhakti. Because it itself is a powerful tool. and it is going to uplift the person at any stage. And one more feature is not now. So this bhakti depends, is not dependent on anything. So if he doesn't have any aparadas, he is karma mishra bhakta, but if he does bhakti, he will immediately getting the Bhagavad Prapti. So that is the power of the bhakti. What Jiva Goswami is taking so much pain in explaining this book. He explained the glories of the bhakti. So, okay, I will continue tomorrow. It's 8:08. Sorry, I didn't see that time. Okay, tomorrow we'll continue our discussion. We'll go slow, step by step, try to understand, because it's a very crucial section actually. It's very crucial. With that deep understanding of, I really appreciate all of you asking the enthusiastically questions, and that is really important. So as much as we clearly understand the concept, so that will bring the really faith, proper faith, wherever we are stucking or sitting back, and those things also will be that means soon. So by this hearing, that's why Shravanam is important. By the process of Shravanam, what will happen? Shravanam, and so because of this, Tadjoshana, Asha, Apvargavatma, Shraddha will increase. Actually. Shraddha, Rati, everything. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Vachakalapatarupyascha
Sanchakalpatarupyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namo.
Is Venugopal Prabhuji ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Anantapodi Vaishnava Bhakti ki jai. Okay, Archana Bhakti Mataji, how are you? You are looking.
Prabhuji, I'm sorry, Prabhuji. I think I'm troubling you too much.
No. I am just a kid in front of you. So you are all very experienced and senior devotees. Okay, I take. So whatever. Yeah, these are all. Anyway, I will also learn. If anything is going wrong, so someone is needed to control. These questions are all always controls me. So that ultimately this is like a churning, we all sitting and trying to understand the Acharya's words with the right mood and with the right spirit. So if anything is lacking in our understanding and we are misunderstanding anything previously, so those has to be cleaned, and so that our progress should be there actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the wrong understanding, if we understand that is also pure, and then we are lifelong practicing like that only. So if we don't try to progress, then there's a big disadvantage actually. It's loss of our life actually. That's right.
I really appreciate, I honestly very much appreciate everything you say, and it really helps me in my bhakti. So as you said, to get things clarified, therefore I keep asking you again and again. But everything you say is very, very helpful for me. So thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Madhu. So it is really helpful for me also by being with all of you. So that's really good. It's not the one side flow. It's like many sides. Our Gopijan also all the time is enthusiastic and asking questions. Nice, bro. Okay, thank you very much.
No, Prabhuji. I really feel this. I'm not. I don't mean to say the words only to satisfy you, but this is what is Bhagavatam for me, Prabhuji. Really, it is purifying my consciousness, my attachment to this material world. Each statement, whatever you're making, like for example, simple statement you made, that the understanding that, I mean, I'm a grihastha, so I feel that I'm maintaining my family. So, but your statement that the karma is maintaining you, if that is understanding, that's not the real understanding. So it's really, it's a revolution. I mean, it's complete change of concept, as you said. Consciousness is being changed. So I'm very, very happy and thankful to you, Prabhuji, being allowing me ask my
No
questions
problem.
and then allowing me to associate here.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm now 8:15. So we can have class at 9 o'clock. Okay, 8:30 or 9? 9 because 9 o'clock is okay because I will get some time.
Yes.
Okay, so Madhuri Kadamini class will try to finish. So today also we'll see some two, and like that another 2 more days it will take. So okay, Prabhu, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.